All right, guys. So I am here today with the 75154 Imperial Tie Striker. Um, get it right here. All right, guys. So I'm here with the 75154 Tie Striker, and this set came out a couple years ago. But what I can tell you is this set has not aged a day. It has the beautiful gray and black overtone that a lot of the newer Lego sets have, similar to the new TIE Fighter that came out this year. It looks great. Um, I definitely am excited to see what more Lego can do with this styling of TIE Fighter. I think it's prime. Um, the set itself, when it retailed, I believe was $60 or $70. I'll put the price on the screen right here, and it was part of the Rogue One line of sets. Hopefully, we'll get another version of this set in a couple of years when the Cassian Andor show comes out. If that happens, I know that a lot of shows are put on hold, but we will see. Currently, the features this set have is it's swooshable for starters. Secondly, it also has the part here where in landed mode the ship is like this, and when it takes off, you just push them up like this, and they lock into place by magic. And it's in fighter mode. It's pretty simple. It's a really cool playset. I think I might buy 2 or 3 more of these for my mocks. Um, I just think it's fun to play with, as well as a great model. Again, for the color scheme is almost perfect, which can't be said about some of the other sets, like the Bad Batch Shuttle that's just coming out. Um, that's pretty much it. Oh, well, actually, no, it's not. So there are also some other play features on this set that I didn't mention. So one being the front cockpit completely opens up, as well as having two more, one more for the front, and then one more for the back as well that holds tools and other things for the pilot to use. And we'll get into the tools and stuff the pilot has when we go through the minifigures. Um, Overall, the set is solid. We'll get to my final thoughts when we're done with the figures, and then you can decide if you want to buy one of these for yourself. So let's go ahead and get on over there. Alright, guys, so we are here with the 4 figures that come with the TIE Striker. And starting off the bat, I think this is a terrific set of figures. Um, First of all, you have the Rebel Trooper with with the Rebel iconic hat that's typically seen in most Endor sets. But in this case, we have it in sand color because it's from Scarif. You have the Technic piece on the end of the gun, make it look more like a Rebel blaster. You have a scouter piece or a binoculars that go to the pilot. But it's definitely something that I gave to him just so all the pieces could be in frame here. Then you have probably my favorite figure from this set, which is the Shore Trooper. I feel like these guys were short-lived and they got a little bit more life in them from the Mandalorian, so I'm hoping we get more of these from the Mandalorian, or we get more with the Cassian Andor show that's coming out in the next year or so. He came with his own molded blaster, which is definitely really cool. He's holding one of these batons that actually goes to uh, the deck officer at the end, but we'll get to him in a second. We get to my least favorite figure of the set, which is the TIE Pilot. It is a TIE Pilot, I'm sorry. I think they're all the same. While there are improvements to them over the years, I really do think that the TIE Pilot could use more love in the Lego variety. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, I remember back in the day, I like to remember that I think these guys had a piece, like if you guys are familiar with the scuba gear that some of the city sets get, I feel like he had a scuba piece that came around from the neck down, and it wasn't just on the set. Like, it wasn't part of the printing. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a dream I have that I want more of that. Getting on to the last figure, which I believe also is a first time mold for this set, is the deck officer. And it's really interesting because you don't see too many of these, like, I'm going to use the word C type characters in these sets or in any Lego sets. Like, you typically have your S tier and your A tier and your B tier, but you don't have a C tier figure. And it's C tier not because it's a bad figure, it's a really good figure. I think it's the second best figure in the set. But you don't see a lot of C tier figures because they're uncommon and they're more unique in that case. You could say they're more rare because they're only typically like a one-off in a set, and then you never see them again. And typically, like this deck officer, he's unnamed. He gets two pieces to help aircraft lower and raise, and that's pretty much it. We haven't really seen similar stuff to this, but there are some other sets like this. Like if you guys can think of the Imperial Shuttle from the early 2000s, there was a similar deck officer who rode around in a cart, a yellow cart with the Imperial shuttle and the Death Star. And it's those kind of figures that you get like one of, and that's about it. And I think there needs to be more of that little detail. I think Lego needs to not be afraid to give us those extra pieces or those extra figures in a set. It would make the set feel more whole and fulfilling when you buy it. Um, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I have on the figure side of things. But let's get to my final thoughts, and then you guys can decide if you want this set nowadays. All right, guys. So it's Lego Empire back here with the final thoughts of this review and the figure selection. Overall, I do think this set was worth the money I paid. Granted, several years ago I could have got this set for $70, but unfortunately nowadays you're looking at spending around $120 to $150 for this set, new, sealed in box. Used, you could probably get it for around 80 to 90 bucks. I haven't checked on the used price. I bought this set new. I do think that the use of the Sand or the Shore Trooper was prime in making this set what it is. I do think that like I said, I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 more of these for mocks that I may run. You know, little things that I may put together. We'll see. But overall, it's definitely worth the buy, even at $120, $150. If you don't have this set personally, the reason I look at this set with such favoritism is because it was one of my white whales. It is a glorious set that I have been waiting to get for a long time. I've had it favorited on eBay for a while, and the price finally got to a point where I was comfortable with buying it. I really do think it's a good set, especially if you are a fan of some of the Imperial sets that they've released. I'm not a huge fan of my channel name might say one thing. I am more of a fan of the Clone Wars than I am the Imperials and the Galactic Civil War, but they definitely do have their role of good sets. But that'll be my thoughts. I'd say buy it, but that pretty much sums it up. If you like what I'm doing, let me know below in the comments. Give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you ring that bell so you can see whenever I upload. I upload like this 2 to 3 times a week, and yeah. I'll see you guys in a couple days. You guys have a good rest of your evening. And I've been Lego Empire. See ya.